we are going.
Okay, I'm Tom Murphy, and this is Trinidad Times TV. I have to read this because we just met. I'm with Dawn Siebel.
Perfect.
Did I say that
Perfect.
correctly?
Perfect.
You are the creator of Better Angels, the Firefighters 9/11.
Yes.
Tell me about it and tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm not going to tell you about myself right now. Tell you about it. I was living in Boulder on 9/11. I watched the whole thing on TV like millions of people. I used to live in New York, so I was a New Yorker again on 9/11. And about 3 o'clock that afternoon, Colorado time, someone came on TV and said, we think that more than 300 firefighters died today. That's when I sobbed. I had been in shock, I'd been horrified, I'd probably shed a tear or two, but I sobbed after that sentence. And for me, that sentence still holds the whole day, because that sentence holds the bad along with the good.
Right.
And then 12 days after 9/11, the New York Times printed a 2-page spread with all 343 pictures. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, someday I can do something about this. And I folded that up and I tucked it away and I had it on the back of my mind.
Right.
And it was maybe 5 years before one day I went, oh, I'm going to paint them on burned blocks of wood and I'm going to name it Better Angels. And then the process started. And there were fits, things slowed it down. I waited a whole year to get an intern from CU Boulder to do the preparatory work, because it took 150 hours to prepare the blocks before I could even start painting. There was a lot of logistical stuff to figure out, because they're fragile, because they're on burned wood.
Right.
And then I started it, and then 100 paintings in, I went, whoa, this is like a way bigger project than I can manage. I need to find a fire partner. And also, who am I? I have no credibility.
Right.
Who am I to make this painting? So I researched and I found something called the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, which is created by Congress with an unfunded mandate to support the workers and families of firefighters that die in the line of duty.
Right.
And they represent volunteer and career firefighters. And because I've been living in Colorado, I was living in Colorado at that time, fire was on my radar in a way it had never been earlier in my life, because fire is our Colorado issue that we need to worry about.
Right.
And so anyway, I started the project 100 paintings in. I partnered with the NFFF. And then I moved back to the East Coast to finish the project, because I kept going down to D.C. or to Maryland to meet with them and the New York City Fire Commissioner and just finish the paintings. And they did not pay me to do it, but together we tried to find the funding to do it. And eventually we found funding, and we toured the exhibit to 10 different cities in 2011 and 2012.
Okay.
And then I finally got the paintings back in my possession, and then I repainted 88 of them because I found better reference pictures along the way. And then it was in Colorado Springs about 9 years ago. The year that Colorado Springs had a big fire too that lost 300 some houses.
Right.
And Hickenlooper actually cut the ribbon on that exhibit when he was governor down there.
Okay.
And then they were in their crates until they were exhibited in a museum in Massachusetts. And then I moved a couple of years ago, and there was supposed to be a 3-month exhibit that they extended to 10 months because it was so popular for them.
Right.
And then I moved to Trinidad.
Well, wait, let's stop you right there.
Yeah.
Were you present for the exhibit? Did you get
Every single place.
Did you get to meet some of the people when you were back there?
Yes, but not as many families as you would think. We even
Right.
had a reception in New York just for firefighter families, and they didn't come. And I was like, oh my God, a few came, only a few.
Right.
And the commissioner was there. And later I learned that some of those families will never go to Lower Manhattan again in their whole lives.
Okay.
And I don't know, but anyway, that was disappointing. But I have met some families along the way. I have never tried to reach out to the families, but I'm always responsive to them when they reach out to me.
Right.
And they have been informed about the project from the beginning, because my fire partners let them know that this was happening.
Right.
So anyway, I moved here to Trinidad on January 1st, but all my things moved into storage units back in October. And so I put the crates into the storage unit in such a way that I could unscrew them and take the inner crates out without moving the big crates, because the 20th anniversary was coming, and I needed to have them out of the crates and on display.
Okay.
But then COVID. So I couldn't, January was here, but I couldn't, go and network. Into April, I finally networked with Aaron Ogletree on City Council, because we have a mutual friend in common.
Yes.
And the guy who got me to Boulder. And then Aaron connected me to Maryland, and then it went from there. But they really need to be out of their crates, and I'm really grateful that they're here on exhibit. It's a very nice presentation.
Right.
and that they're up for 3 months because I want firefighters to come from
From all
not
over.
just firefighters.
Well, it affected our whole country.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
So we're in all the times that you've had it displayed, what are some of the comments that may have touched your heart?
I have a few stories that I've been told by family. The story that is one of my favorites was when it was down in Clearwater, Florida, and there was a woman who was at the exhibit, and I was giving her space because she was looking at every single painting on the wall. It took her 45 minutes to go through the whole exhibit. Her husband was with her, but just standing to the side. And when she was done, she came over to talk to me, and she said that she lived 2 hours away but heard about it, and so she drove to come and see it, and that she had been working on the 80-something floor of the North Tower, and she started climbing down with a friend. And if you are not athletic, 80 flights of stairs is a long way to climb down.
Yes.
And somewhere in the 35th or something floor, they were wiped out. They were exhausted. They sat down on the stairs to just rest. And some young firefighter going up stops, gives them his oxygen mask to take deep breaths out of. Both of them can take a few nice hits of pure oxygen out of this thing.
Right.
Revitalizes her, and then he's like, okay, now get up and get out of here. While he is meanwhile going up. She got up, and her friend decided she wanted a few more minutes to stay. The woman made it out of the building with 3 or 4 minutes to spare, and her friend never made it out. She was trying to find that guy on the wall.
Oh.
She said to
My
me,
word.
I wish I knew which one he was.
But he had a mask and everything
And
on.
everything. And how would she know? And he's not the only one who
Wow.
would like to know which firefighter it was who
Right.
saved them. But that's one of the stories that really
We're
did
gonna
it
we're
for
gonna
me.
sit down again and talk.
You
Because
know where I
think you have
live.
a well, and I think you have a few more stories. And I know the firemen want to take down the flag, and
Yeah.
they're about to unleash Main Street on us.
Yes.
So we got it at a time when the light and everything is perfect. So
We can talk in next time because I can point
Yeah.
pictures and tell you stories.
we will
there.
we will come down and do that.
Okay.
But thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you.
No,
I'm just
I mean,
really glad they're out.
God bless you, Nathan. Thank you. That's a wrap.